Let's do a quick reading for you guys. All right, the back of the deck is the Knight of Swords. So, let's see here, collective. Seems like you're finally getting out of your mind. You're getting out of your head, and that's a really positive thing because your physical world currently, it doesn't have someone that's standing strong in their power, being the foundation for their own stability and lives, and the building blocks for other lives, right? There's just a lack of that kind of energy. And you're starting to see it now as you're coming out of this period of isolation. You're realizing that a lot of this dissatisfaction, this need for quickness, is because you feel the instability of your current situation. And it's a really good thing that you're finally able to see it, though, right? It's of course it feels unstable. There's fear in that, and there's uncertainty, yes, but at the same time, you now have your eyes open to what is missing. You finally have a word to describe how you've been feeling, right? It's like a discovery of something that helps you understand what's going on internally even more, right? And so, okay, yeah. So with the Knight of Swords followed by the King of Cups, this clarity, being able to recognize what is missing, is leading to a much more emotionally centered person that isn't dependent on the current situations around him, but in reality, very much in control of at least his inner world, right? The King of Cups, he's very self-assured in the way of knowing that even if emotions come up, even if he is triggered, there's very little that can rock the boat unless he actually decides to. So there is extreme emotional stability encompassed in that card, right? And I feel like that's exactly where this clarity is leading you. It's leading you back to your emotional center. And that's really beautiful because you're stepping away from toxic battles, and yeah, you're not even communing with other people anymore either. This whole like needing of outside validation, you've realized, has just really disturbed your peace a little bit more than necessary, right? I won't get into it, but people have opinions, and some people really love to maintain their opinion no matter what. And so we're leaving those people behind. Maybe that's someone you're dealing with, collective. And yeah, I feel you on that. But we're leaving that behind, and you're leaving that behind. You're saying goodbye to drama, unnecessary opinions that just kind of like, because the more you accept internally, it's just more to sift through, right? Everything we consume, whether it be from a direct person or the media that we're consuming, everything we consume up here, there's obviously going to be some sifting that needs to occur to come back to your truth, And so as we dispel all of the noise around us, we're finally able to hear our truths, what we know to be true. And, as I don't know why self-centered is coming up, whether it be my programming or I'm actually hearing it. just know that this isn't, even if it is self-centered, you are living your life, a life from everyone's point of view is kind of self-centered in a way because it's your version of reality, you know? So even when people argue, it's just a lot of noise, and you have found it absolutely unnecessary. And so you're cutting that out, and you've done a great job with sifting through what needs to be sifted through, whether it be people, jobs, groups that you're in, whatever, everything that you may have depended on. I think you questioned it. I think you've questioned everything that you kind of lean on. And that's really good. It's really good because sometimes people don't ask questions, right? They don't really question why they think the way they do or where they got that from. All they know is that they suddenly believe it and that it has to be true. But yeah, you're just done with people like that. You're done with people like that. Wings of wonder. It is safe to let my angelic wings be seen. Okay, yeah, with the number 13, people have definitely tried to shift the perspective of how people see you, but then they also go as far to try to shift how you see yourself. Because with the number 13, it's giving me like Friday the 13th, like an unlucky number. But in reality, it's a really good number. It's a really good number. And so you may have been painted out to be a certain way that you knew you just weren't. And I'm not going to repeat anything because it was all false. It was all just slander. It was just to prove their point. They wanted their point proven. And so they wanted to try to get into your head because if you're not going to be the one to negate it, then it becomes true, right? So with the Wings of Wonder, I think that you have always been an angel collective. You've always been a voice of reason. That's what I'm hearing. People have always come to you for advice. People have always wanted your opinion, wanted your support, because you're a really strong, steady support to people around you. And so they know you're an angel because they could literally physically depend on you or emotionally depend on you, or just they're attached, right, to you as a person, because you offer so much that to people outside they latch on, because how are they going to find someone else like you, you know? But it's because they don't see themselves as highly as they see you. And so they want to just kind of like bring you down just so that you stay, just so that you remain their rock, and that you don't climb higher, because they don't want to lose access. And it's not in the way where they just want to like leech off of you. It's just that they have depended on you for so long, that you have just been such a solid figure in their life. And even though they haven't been able to really reciprocate because of their emotional immaturity or just lack of wanting to meet themselves, you know, all that, they just really wanted to be in your life always. But unfortunately, I think that desire to just be in your life became twisted, became a little, and when things get dependent, things can get a little twisted. And here I'm seeing that the situation started becoming more harmful to you because they knew you were getting a lot healthier and a lot better, and they could see it. Obviously, they've been around you for so long, of course they can see that. But it threatened them, and as much as that sucks, insecurity does that to people. It makes them feel absolutely threatened. 11:11 on the clock. So yeah, let that be confirmation. So know that your guides and you should see yourself as an earth angel, because that's what you are. And if people need to paint you out another way, the key word here is need. They need to do that to keep up with their story and what they have built for themselves. Even if it's a very shakeable structure that they've built, they don't want to lose that progress, even if it's not like a steady, even if it's not steady progress, and they know they can lose it very easily. They really don't want to lose it, and they don't want to lose you, and that's what's going on in their mind. They're like, I don't want to lose you, I don't want to lose you. And that's kind of the only thing I'm hearing in their mind. And so know that the people that operate in this way, they're dealing with a lot of insecurity in losing you, because you are an angel in their lives. You're a blessing. And you're recognizing that. And, for you, I think you just kindly would love gratitude. You would love to be respected and reciprocated when that energy exchange is occurring, right? Like there should be an exchange. And that's really all you like desire, and connection, that deep connection. But I don't know, others around you, I feel like they might be scared that you will think that you're better than them and then just move away from them. And if they are that insecure about it, I'm not gonna say there's a reason for it, but just know that they are really dependent on you at this time, and that's why it's a little bit more intense with their reaction towards you pulling back, right? Because you had to pull back. You had to deal with sifting through the noise, like we talked about earlier, and that could only be done in solitude. But now that you're kind of like good and you're kind of back, you're realizing how your absence had left a lot of people feeling quite some insecurity. And it's all I'm hearing is that it's because I don't want to lose you. But know that you are still an angel in their lives, even if you get painted out to be not an angel. It's just to maintain their story. Messages from above. I am a clear channel for the divine. Yeah, and you had to sift through this energy, because I think, collective, you're realizing that you are a channeler as well. You channel the divine just as much as I do here. You do the very same in your own way. And I don't necessarily need cards to channel, and maybe that's the case for you guys. Maybe you guys just kind of channel, you say the right things at the right time. Maybe you're just talking to someone and suddenly you're saying the most important information for that person at that time, and it's a divine message. It's a divine timing that for them, right? And it's working through you, meaning you are the channel for the divine. That's what it means. You're doing good just by you being you. You're spreading love, and you're spreading joy, and you're spreading understanding, and a lot of people just kind of want to be heard at this time. And so collective, you have really good communication skills. I think you're really great at not only communicating with people, but you're really great at listening as well. And you're a really engaged listener. That's the thing that makes people like low-key obsessed with you. That's what I'm hearing. Like, they love how you give them that undivided attention when they're speaking, because it makes them feel important, because to you they really are important, and you show that, and people are obsessed with that. And so know that when you're engaging in conversation with people, that's like almost the biggest blessings that those people have like all week, because you say whatever you say, collective, it hits every time. And you don't even realize what you're saying, and it's the smallest, minute thing that gets people like thinking about it for the next 3 to 4 days. You're like a really memorable person. You have a lot of impact. Your voice itself, it carries a frequency that not only channels love, but channels a soul awakening as well. And that's why people can't really get you off of their minds, because your voice, that frequency, has awoken something in them at a soul level that they have yet to recognize. And that's why it keeps playing again and again in their head, because there's something there. You're just an activation for this person, for these people. And so know that you are extremely powerful when it comes to your voice. You guys have definitely done a lot of throat chakra healing and clearing, which is really good. Because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling how open my trachea is, and it, like, that whole area, it feels just a lot more open, and I'm able to speak a lot more clearly. So yeah, you guys are doing a really great job with your channeling. And maybe this is something new. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing it. And if it is, obviously use discernment. But if this is really like making sense to you, then yeah, search, go into it, like channeling, and understand, like, just see how many modes of channeling there are, and there's so many ways to do it. And it's a really fun way to dive deeper into yourself, right? Because a lot of these gifts that we have in this life that are channeling gifts, I know you guys are really strong channelers, so I already can tell that this gift came from a past life. It didn't come from this life yet. And this life, you're going to be further developing your gift. But in the past life, you kind of like, you were a master at it, actually. I think, wow, a lot of people were really, I see like a line for your services. And so, and I'm seeing like a more temple. So you guys were definitely divine channelers. You have always done this in many religions. Honestly, I'm seeing many forms of temples and places of worship kind of like zipping through my brain. And yeah, the colors red and like dark green might mean something to you, because I'm seeing a lot of it. But just know that you've done a lot. You've done a lot of channeling, and that this is not the first life that you're doing it. You're just continuing it. You're using it to aid you into a position that you're really aiming for in this lifetime. Okay, so what I can see from your past life and now is that you are kind of carrying on the journey that you were on previously. Previously, I think you developed it way later in life, and so you couldn't really be in it as much. So now you guys might be like a bit younger, and by younger, I mean um, like 35 and younger. What I'm hearing is that you developing your gifts at this age, at this time in your life, is really important, because now you can carry it with confidence. You know that it's not just something that was of the whim. It was really intentional and purposeful. And so that meaning is going to carry a lot for you. Obviously, have fun with it. But if the meaning is to dive deeper into you, to further develop this gift that was given to you by spirit, and working hand in hand with them, put meaning into your work, because that is the meaning. Whatever you put into it, that's what it is. And so be intentional, and have fun with it. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. Collective, I hope that this reading helped you in any way, and if it did, go ahead and give it a like, hype it up, and subscribe if you like the way I read. All right, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.